Well, even though I don't feel too good, I want to get this video recorded. I wrote the blurb several hours ago now, in the middle of the night, and it's just past noon here as I'm recording. The title of the video, and this is for the 14th of November, is Psychic Medium Was Shown Trump Would Be Next President. While I admit that Donald Trump is far less dangerous to the US and the world than Hillary would have been, we still have a long way to go before this nation can be restored and the world can have real peace. The evil cabal still wields enormous influence, and the plan for world domination has not been averted. However, I was sent this article by psychic medium Sensei Christopher Witecki to be most interesting. We have to see if Trump will get the divine support from Saint Germain he will need if his plans have any chance of being fulfilled. This is a spiritual battle that has serious implications for all of humanity. I support many of the principles he has declared, though I am not convinced they can be accomplished by any political means alone. I am not even sure they will allow him to take office officially. Indeed, even though we are said to be in the age of Aquarius and that positive changes are coming, I'm also well aware that the cabal run by the Pope and others in the city of London and in the United States, Washington, D.C., city-states, those three city-states, the Vatican, City of London, and Washington, D.C., have wielded unjust and enormous influence on world affairs. And while this recent election was interesting and unexpected, even to me, I did not think that Trump would be able to win. I figured the fix was in for Hillary, and I think she did too, which is why she did not campaign as hard as Trump did. Or, of course, her health issues also kept her from campaigning to the degree that he was able to campaign. In any case, I don't know who Christopher is, except to say that he is he has long been in the business of being a psychic medium and giving readings, and he has given readings in high places. And his dream, where he ended up at the house of Donald Trump and saw the other side, the human side of Donald Trump, was certainly interesting. And Donald Trump, he says, is actually the reincarnation of Saint Germain. And Saint Germain, of course, has been playing pivotal roles throughout human history, in wielding influence supposedly in a positive direction. I'd like to believe that all of that is true. I don't believe any particular religion is superior to any other, because all religion has been indoctrinated and infiltrated by people with less than noble purposes. It's been about control. It's been about creating dissension, not unity. It's not been about love. It's been about self-righteousness has been the name of the game. And while I'd like to see Trump or any individual be spiritually empowered to reverse the trend in the world toward a one world government that is controlled by a handful of people, I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not an anti-Trump person. I was very much anti-Hillary. I've not been anti-Trump, but I am anti-establishment. And the establishment is what has to be taken down. And people in high places, like George Soros, for example, who is actually paying people to revolt against the election of Trump in cities all across the United States, you know, these are people that need to be corralled by a force that's greater than any force that we know of on earth, whether it's extraterrestrial, angelic, divine, whatever, or otherwise humanity will, as has always happened in the past, will come to naught. Our civilization will end, just like Atlantis has ended, just like Lemuria ended. And I don't know what the result and the outcome will be. I do know that all of my life, I have had the vision of the kingdom of heaven on earth, and that's a kingdom based on truth. It's based on truth, by the way, is openness. You don't have to keep secrets. Only people that have to keep secrets, the only ones that need to keep secrets are ones that have something to hide. Truth doesn't need to hide anything if it's true. Only the deception needs to be hidden, needs to be corralled, or it needs to corral the truth or make an effort to corral the truth, because the truth is the natural enemy of the lie. And is Trump going to be the one that brings us truth? I've watched reports that he is aligned also with the Pope, and the Pope Francis is the first Jesuit Pope, and the Jesuits are a horrific organization. If you ever read their code or their oath that they take, they are lawless individuals without mercy. They are murderers. They use every trick in the book to enslave humanity and keep humanity enslaved to the extent that they can achieve their dream. And the enemy of that, of course, is true Protestantism or true religion of any sort, or spirituality of any sort. But we don't have much true spirituality as long as we are pitting religions against each other and calling the religion spiritual. That's not spiritual. Spiritual comes from a place of love. It comes from a place of compassion. It comes from a place of a desire to work cooperatively rather than competitively with others. It's a very, very different way of life, a different way of seeing the world, a different way of behaving and acting in the world that we live in. I'd like the psychic medium to be right in the respect that this is a good thing and that Saint Germain is behind it and that the age of Aquarius is being launched. I'd like all of that stuff to be true. And I read a thing recently, earlier today actually, that anybody that doubts that there's going to be a new revaluation of currency and a correction of all these ills, the doubt disqualifies you, therefore me, from participating in the dramatic changes that are promised. If we don't doubt, to me, we're ignorant, because we've been hearing these promises over and over and over again for months and years and even decades. We've been having the promises at least since the 1990s. We've been having these promises of a reinstituting of proper governance, which is governing least, not governing most. It's restoring rights to the average human being anywhere in the world, no matter what their race or religion or nationality or whatever might be. The differences are overcome because of our propensity to love. But do we actually have that propensity in operation? It doesn't appear to me, which is why I get so despondent and why it breaks my heart. And I don't know what's going on with me health-wise, but I have felt today like I could die any time now. And I don't know whether that's true or not, but it's how I feel. Thank you for listening, and namaste.